In India, to be born into the Hindu caste system means that one is expected to accept their dharma, a way of life that includes performing duties expected of one's caste and role in society. One's duty is decided according to strict religious and social codes. Branded as impure from birth, 1 out of 6 Indians currently is a member of a caste that is labeled as untouchable. To be born into one of the many untouchable castes seals one to a fate of life at the bottom of the Hindu caste system. That is, and has always been, the plight of these poor people. The caste system decrees that all men are created unequal. No one is sure exactly why or how the situation occurred. Most experts agree that the Untouchables have been in India for more than 1,500 years. The ranks of Hindu society are split into several groups that contain hundreds of hereditary castes and subcastes with their own rankings. On the top are priests and teachers, followed by rulers and soldiers, then merchants and traders, and finally, laborers. Traditionally, untouchables were those whose occupations and habits of life involved polluting activities. For example, taking life for a living, which included fishing, killing or disposing of dead cattle, or working with their hides. Occupational activities that brought the participant into contact with feces, urine, sweat, and spittle, and also eating the flesh of cattle, pigs, and chickens. Orthodox Hindus regarded hill-inhabiting tribes of India as untouchables, because they were said to eat cattle, which are regarded as sacred. Untouchables are outcasts, people considered too impure and polluted to associate with. Long ago, in some areas of southern India, powerful priests declared that the Untouchables should not even be seen, and so they were banished to only come outside their homes in the dead of night. They were called the Nocturnals. Today, lingering prejudice still affects the lives of the Untouchables, whose numbers now top 160 million, especially in rural areas, so many have migrated to cities and industrialized areas, where they are capable of blending in with business people from higher castes, at least until they go home to their segregated housing unit, where they are forced to live separately from their colleagues. Many Untouchables are unable to find any employment other than back-breaking labor, like working in stone quarries, pulling rickshaws filled with patrons down city streets, cleaning toilets, or digging graves. In some areas, they are not permitted to share water with higher castes, and water they drink from is deemed polluted and condemned. Many cities have installed separate water pumps designed for Untouchables. 160 million untouchables face a lifetime of discrimination and abuse that still endures in India despite a constitutional law that makes it illegal. The Untouchability Offences Act of 1955 states penalties for preventing anyone from enjoying religious, occupational, and social rights on the grounds that he is an untouchable. Millions of higher caste Hindus regard the existence of untouchability as shame and feel partly responsible for the problem. They have strived to atone for it or to inquire into its origin. But many older Orthodox Hindus do not think that there is anything wrong in the observance of untouchability. To them, it is a normal and natural thing. Modern Hindus realize that this kind of thinking is clearly wrong, but are often ashamed to discuss it in public for fear of admitting that Hindu civilization is guilty of such a horrible system.